Mike with JUNK180, 707-536-0740. Check us out online at JUNK180.com. So that was my wife passing us. She's got our 2 kids in the car, and I'm going to tell you what she's doing. So her name is Kelly, and she is a prominent realtor in our area. We are going camping for the next 3 nights, and that car belongs to a client of hers who has recently moved. She sold the house, and the client moved up near Fort Bragg, I think it is, and we're going camping at the Mendocino coast, Manchester KOA. That's why I got the trailer hitched up behind me. Well, her client was having some trouble figuring out a way how to get her car, because she has more than one car, so she obviously drove one herself, but how to get that second car there. And my wife, being the customer service oriented person that she is, she volunteered to go ahead and take the car to where we will be camping, which is very close. It's much closer to Fort Bragg than Benicia, let me tell you. This is going to end up being about a 4-hour drive with me towing this thing. So she found a solution just to go, you know, she's not getting paid for it. It's just going the extra mile for her client. And that is one of the reasons why she is so successful in real estate, is that she doesn't do the bare minimum. She goes out of her way to go the extra mile. So what lesson can we learn from that in junk removal? Well, going the extra mile, right? Most of what we do is expected. When people hire you to come out, your clients hire you to come out and haul their stuff away, there's an expectation that that is the work you're going to perform. But I cannot tell you how important it is to leave a lasting impression on that client. Anybody can come and pick up a couch. That's not what they're going to remember. The price is not what they're going to remember for the most part, unless you're dealing with cheap customers. Then, you know, they're going to remember your price and probably not use you again. It is the experience. It's the little things that you do to stand apart. Things like sweeping up after yourself. There was a job that I personally was on yesterday where the couple that hired us to remove junk from their side yard had an armoire that they needed help relocating. They just needed the muscle to get up some stairs, and they asked if I could help, and my answer was absolutely, absolutely. No additional charge. This is just a gesture of goodwill, my appreciation for you using JUNK180 services. And you know, that particular client too was a little taken back at our rate. There's about 3/4 of a truckload in our 18 cubic yard truck, so you know, roughly 15 cubic yards. And of course, most people don't really understand how much they actually have. They I believe when they called in, they said they estimated they have maybe a 1/6 to a 1/4 load. But, you know, honestly, what do they know? They are not in the industry. Unless you're used to dealing with volume, you know, the expectation from us as professionals is that they don't know. And we need to educate our clients and kind of turn them around. So what ended up starting as a hesitant client who did accept it, they were under the gun to get this done. They ended up just being ecstatic with the service simply because I took an extra 5 minutes to help move this armoire. We have hand trucks, so it wasn't any kind of big deal. Hand trucks and straps. We took an extra 5 minutes to get that thing upstairs for them, and they'll never shop around. They will always call JUNK180 anytime they need junk removal service. I guarantee it. Okay, so on to the next point, and that is a little work-life balance. I'm passing through Santa Rosa right now, This is where I grew up. This is my hometown. Shout out to Matt Vick and the JoJo Lena. You guys operate out of here. It's kind of a trip every time I come back through town how things have changed. But they just did 3. All right, back to the point. Work-life balance. My family and I are going camping. If you can call it that. We're going to a KOA. We have a 29-foot travel trailer that has all the amenities. It's even got a shower big enough for a guy like me. Full hookups. It's all the comforts of home. As my grandfather used to say when he was still with us, he would never go camping because he said, "Why would you spend a fortune to go sleep in the dirt?" He's got a point, but sometimes sleeping in the dirt is fun. And when you're done sleeping in the dirt, get yourself a trailer. You don't have to sleep in the dirt anymore. It is still a lot of work. We spent all morning packing up, probably about 5 hours to get the trailer loaded up and on the road, and another 4 hours or so drive time to get to where we're going. But it's important that you don't lose focus on the other parts of your life that it does not revolve around work. Now, I'm still gonna have to work while we're there. It's we're careful to pick locations when we go out on vacation, camping trips, that we pick places where we still get cell service and Wi-Fi, preferably. Where we're going has both. We went to Vegas a couple weeks ago, so obviously there's no issue there, because I still have to work while we're there, and my wife still has to work as a realtor while we're there. The benefit is that we can do what we need to do remotely. Those of you that are still on the truck yourself, you're going to have trouble doing this. Right now I have my crews are working today, and they will call me if they need me. I'm usually the cleanup crew. If a job runs long and it's clear that my teams are not going to make an appointment within our arrival window, then I will go out and do that job myself. I will find a way to do it. Logistics is figuring out the logistics to get everything done and meet our commitments is what I do. And sometimes that means I'm suiting up and getting out there on the road right alongside my guys. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do that aspect right now, but I planned ahead, and I only scheduled enough work to ensure that my guys can handle it all, and we don't end up disappointing any clients. I was very careful not to overbook. The guys are going to be busy for the 3 nights, 4 days that I'll be gone. The guys are going to be busy. But it's definitely a workload that they can handle. So why, it's busy season right now, and work is only increasing at this point. We went from a 1-truck operation, more or less, 2nd truck for overflow stuff, to a 2-truck operation, and honestly I need a 3rd truck, and I need it now. Inventory is scarce, and what is out there is ridiculously overpriced by $15,000 to $20,000 at this point. And being in California, our choices are limited anyway because of the carb emissions law, which recently outlawed commercial diesel vehicles year 2010 or older. So, I've mentioned it before, those of you that are out of state, there are killer deals to be had if you watch the California market. There's plenty of capable diesel vehicles that are available at a steal. You're just going to have to pick them up and drive them home or have them shipped. And I can tell you, as somebody who's brought 2 vehicles into the state, the one I brought in from New York cost about $4,000, and the one I brought in from Chicago cost about $3,500 to have shipped. Still a dramatic savings if you have the time to wait for that shipping, over buying something in the state that's $15,000 to $20,000 over value, I guess. The ability to be able to go off like this, even in busy season, can't be overestimated. It's called a work-life balance. You know, the whole reason I started a junk removal company was because I needed a way to offset the income that I have been making, currently make, I'm still employed, with the company I was at that pays very well. We have a standard of living that, you know, when I make the transition to leave that facility and be 100% on my own, I need to be able to, at a minimum, maintain that income. And JUNK180 is well on the way to be able to do that. I've worked the business, what is this? It's a couple days away from May. So honestly, the business, my first paying job was last year on Super Bowl Sunday. Didn't really advertise at all for about 3 months. That's when our baby girl Emily was born. And I needed to focus on family for the first several months, as you know, my son went from being an only child to being a big brother. Thankfully, he took that very well. He loves being a big brother. Obviously, newborn baby girl needs her daddy, and my wife definitely needed additional support as well. You know, she shouldn't have to shoulder the burden 100% with you know, such drastic changes. And plus, you know, we're a household, and we all need to contribute to the household. We all, my wife and myself. The kids, they contribute. My son likes to help. He helped load the trailer, and despite his help, you know, it ended up slowing the process down. That's totally fine by me. It's all about being a mentor and teaching my son some values, and you know, some time with dad and time with mom. So even though it's busy, there are ways to get out of town, so long as your business model is to not be on the truck. A lot of you guys are on the truck yourself, and you know, if you're not working, you're losing money. Whereas right now, my business, JUNK180, is still operating 100%. My guys are on the road, and I got the next 4 days planned out for them, to where they really only need to get a hold of me if needed. Now they know to check in. You know, this job went well. This, you know, the standard day-to-day stuff. They'll check in, shoot me text messages, give me phone calls. But for the most part, I was selective on the guys that I hired, and I have a quality team right now. A team that I can trust to show up. You'd be surprised how difficult that could be, to find people that will actually show up and want to work. And I found some of those guys. I pay them well. They enjoy their jobs, and they like coming to work. So the business doesn't have to shut down just because I'm gone. I still have to be involved, but the business is not shut down. You know, consider what you want your business to be, where you want to be in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and do what it takes to achieve those goals. I guarantee to you that it is possible. You know, in the past 12 months, first really 12 months, we've done over 250 in sales. The realistic goal for this year is double that. It should be about $500,000, and year 3 should be about double that as well, at about $1 million. I'll say somewhere between $800,000 to $1 million in sales. And if you consider a kind of a standard target that is realistic and achievable. Anybody in business will tell you this. Roughly 30% on your margins is where a successful business is going to be. Less than that, the risk versus reward ends up maybe not being worth it. Any more than that, and likely the market is not going to bear the costs. So by year 3, million in sales, 30%, do the math, right? That's $300,000 profit, and likely I will take 50% of that and keep 50% of that in the business once we get to that level. I don't intend on drawing from the business until we are at that level. Quite frankly, that's where I need to be able to offset my standard income at my current employer. All right, everybody. I hope this gave you some things to think about. Always like answering questions, comments, put them down below. Until next time, this is James Swank with JUNK180.
New text message from Kelly Baldwin.
See, that's the wife. I'm sure since I have the mobile bathroom behind me, she's probably looking to pull over somewhere because the kids likely have to use the facilities. All right, so I gotta go. James Swank, JUNK180, 707-536-0740. Check us out online at junk180.com. Work-life balance. It's not all about work. You started a business to get freedom. Don't forget that. See you next time.